Your Excellency, sir.
Thank you, sir. Yes, no, this one is TV stations. Skip.
Thank you. Mr. President, Mr. Vice President, the celebrants, and the Senate President, let me stand on all due and existing protocols. Mine is very simple one, just to wish my dear junior brother a big and sincere congratulations for joining this age. This is an age you cannot afford. You cannot afford, but to always do the right thing. I know it's 2 minutes. I'll just give mine in 2 minutes. When I had a partner who was 60 years old, and I was 40, and I advised him how to invest his money to be able to make more money, because he was earning 2% in the UK, and I told him where to earn 10%. He said to me, Peter, the normal life of a human being is 80. When you reach 60, you don't take risk again. It's time to reconcile with your enemies, do the right thing, because you don't have room to make amends. Haven't known Tambuwal, haven't seen disunity, and what it can do for development, is a man I can tell you that is committed to the unity of this country, to building consensus that we need for national development, for justice, and always preaching it. And I wish you well, and I urge all of us to always continue to remember him in our prayers. Thank you, and God bless you.
Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, I am very certain that the masters of the ceremony have established the due protocol. This is not forgetting Bishop Matthew Hassan Kuka, who called me last night and said that I singularly ensured he was not invited. But without an invitation, he shocked me to be here. Bishop Kuka, you're welcome, sir. Very distinguished ladies and gentlemen, I'm sure you all know why we're here. But it's my honor and pleasure to welcome you all and simply to say what you all know. Well, we're celebrating a very, very shy, very, very humble man who never loves to be celebrated. Ordinarily, to make sure he's not tracked to be celebrated under any guise. Aminu is very nomadic. I dare say that he's the most, well, maybe I think Okute has joined that league. Between Peter Obi, catching a man, maybe that your senior brothers in globetrotting. Because that is one man that will be in Taraba early in the morning. By afternoon, Aminu is in Bayelsa. By evening, Aminu is in Abeokuta. By night, he's spending the night in Sokoto. That is Aminu Waziri Tambuwal. So he knows that he's very nomadic. Baba is very strong, but Baba, the way this man moves is something else, a lesson to be appreciated. So that's the man we are celebrating today. He never loves being celebrated. And so, two young men who served under him, led by Abisamad Dasuki, approached him one morning and said to him, "Sir, in 3 months' time, you'll be clocking 60. And because we know you well, we don't want to do what you normally do without telling you. So we want to tell you that we have discussed and we're going to celebrate you." And when they went to Aminu and talked to him, I think, he will engage them for a while. And they agreed that, okay, go and see Emeka if you want to get this done. And And when they saw me, I know that the coup had been done, the deed had been done, and I said, okay, so we start planning. First, we got him to commit that today would be ours. And we said to him, he would not be part of our planning, we'll only bring him here to come and see what we've done. Last night, we said, come on, I want you to have an idea of how we've been progressing. I did what he normally does, because Aminu will take you at the last minute. You know how he behaves. But ladies and gentlemen, we believe that the man had worked so hard for humanity. We believe Aminu is someone who will put his time and effort to ensure that things are done rightly and positively. He's not very extrovertive, but you know he's a great connector. And you know that Aminu is a man you can ask, what can he do? Senator David Mark lectured him very, very well. So he has an idea of what he does. And so we took excuse from his wife and said to her, we're going to celebrate our friend and we want the family to be on the same page with us. So I must say that everything we did, all we needed was his nod. And we have brought him here to see how nice it can be to be celebrated for a man that has given so much to a country. I'm sure you know, beyond Aminu's legal profession, which he dearly loves, you only know Aminu again as a politician, and he is extremely good at what he does. Aminu was a legislative staff, just like me. And when he got to the House of Reps in 2003, he was a member, he was deputy chairman, Rules and Business Committee, and before you need, Aminu had, they've done what they needed to do, and Aminu became the minority leader of the House of Reps. At that time, I didn't know how important minority that was, but a very close friend of mine who was in my committee at the time, Kabiru Omar, kept telling me about Tambuwal. Of course, the 360 member house. I was considered on my marine transport committee. So he said to me, you need to know this man, you need to know him closely. So I got to know him, and I saw he was all over the place. When in 2007, we began to do a few things in the house, Aminu was by Madam Ete consistently. But we said, okay, we have to do a few things. But we knew the man we had to contend with was Aminu. But after that, at that time, he had become, from minority leader to deputy whip of the house. From minority leader on this side to the deputy whip on this side, representing the largest caucus of the House of Reps. And from there, that time he was my deputy, but today he's my boss. President Jonathan, I'm sure he would have loved this part. When the House took a decision as to where to go, President Jonathan had other ideas with President Obasanjo, and we told them that we also have some ideas. So to make that idea work, we had to put forward Aminu Tambuwal. And once we put him forward, the House, with the cooperation of my sister, Mulikata Kondadiola, the House came to one page. And Aminu did what he knows how best to do and became a very, very stable speaker for 4 years. The people of Sokoto wanted him more than we wanted him. And he went to Sokoto on sabbatical. He's back here as a national player. Ladies and gentlemen, we decided for a man that has done so much, the only presiding officer I know, and Governor Masari will attend to that, to have traveled through the 360 federal constituencies, visiting his members while he was speaker in office. Such a man deserves to be celebrated. That is why we had to go the extra mile to celebrate him. So we thank all of you who have created time in this January to come and join us to celebrate Aminu Tambuwal. May God bless you and grant you journey mercies when you go back. So we invite you to come, be calm, and appreciate the man. Aminu Tambuwal. Thank you very much. You're welcome.